Now to the People's Democratic Party, or PDP, which is invoking that cardinal editorial principle of the right to reply in an election campaign season, or as they put it, in this case, the right to give another dimension to the PDP's challenges. That request is in response to our interview with Kasheem Afegbua, former PDP presidential campaign spokesman who now supports the APC candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That interview was broadcast last night, and in it, Mr. Afegbua suggested that the emergence of Atiku Abubakar as the PDP's presidential candidate was built on injustice and would not stand the test of time. Take a listen to an excerpt from that chat. Let's turn to your favorite party, tongue-in-cheek, the PDP. What do you make of the...
Oh my God.
Well, you know, I have to ask you.
Yes, go ahead.
I mean, it was your party up until recently.
Yes, go ahead.
What do you make of the latest political gyrations in the PDP?
Well, there are so many perspectives. You see, I predicted this. You know, oftentimes when I speak, they don't take me serious. But when the issues come into the front burner, they begin to remember that, yes, someone said it. Perhaps because of my small stature, and they feel that, oh, who is Kasheem Afegbua to say this? I've often said that you cannot build something on injustice. Anything that you build on injustice will not stand the test of time. You see, the PDP will have been in a better position to contend for power in 2023 if they were able to exhibit fairness, fair play, justice, and equity in the way and manner they went about their primaries. And you see, the moment you begin to turn the hand of the clock anti-clockwise, just to suit your own bobo's ego, and you are feeling so magisterial because you feel that, oh, you've got the war chest, then you are going to be missing the point, the missing link of what caters for minority within a majority and the minor minorities. You see, Nigeria is a country of sub-nations within the nation itself. If you don't cater for those interests by way of balancing factors and all of that, you are going to be missing the point.
Kasheem Afegbua, well, for his response, I'm joined now in the studio by the former PDP senatorial candidate, Dr. Ladan Salihu, who is also a former Director General of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And that is, of course, just a summary, because he said a lot more. I mean, and some of it, we couldn't play all of it, but you saw that interview.
Yes, I did.
What's your beef with what Mr. Afegbua had to say?
I think it was, when you take it in content and in context, it was a complete mischaracterization of the facts. And the facts are there. Facts are sacred. When you take a look at the history of the primaries, there was nothing wrong with the primaries of the PDP. It was the most transparent. It was the most well-conducted. It was as clear as chalk is from cheese. There was a winner that was declared in that transparent process. And of course, people will barely ache, like my brother Afegbua did, about the outcome of the primaries. And we have said in the PDP consistently, and the issues have been tossed about, discussed, debated, microwaved, and bandited all over the place. In the PDP is the party that has midwifed and still midwifing democracy in Nigeria in terms of longevity, in terms of the aggregation of years in service of democracy. Now, let me say this plain and clear. If the PDP gave Chief Olusegun Obasanjo from Yoruba land, from the Southwest, 8 years, and it gave President Goodluck Jonathan 6 years. As far as the PDP is concerned, we all know that from the northern part of the country, if I want to be micro-nationalistic, you only have 2 years of Yar'Adua. And so justice and equity and fair play dictates, demands that if you are willing another candidate for another election, national election, the priority has to be from that part of the country that has not had power for a number of years. If the APC decides to give their candidature to anybody from the southern part of the country, it will probably be understood within the context of the prevailing situation, the empirical situation that we have. President Muhammadu Buhari, I'll take this opportunity to wish him well from his medical trip. I hope he comes back in robust health. Now, if we have 8 years of Buhari as a president from northern part of the country, and the APC decides to have a southern candidate, all well and good. That is the choice of the APC.
Well, I'm going to come in here.
Yes.
Because that's a persistent argument in the PDP.
It's been there.
That the last PDP president was a southerner, Goodluck Jonathan, and thus the next should be a northerner. You obviously subscribe to that line of argument.
Absolutely.
But someone suggested that if the PDP's argument is that the last PDP president was a southerner and the next should be a northerner, will the PDP continuously only field northerners for president until one of them wins? Because Atiku was your candidate in 2019. He's come back again for 2023. Is that what we're going to be seeing, that until someone actually wins from the north, you're just going to keep fielding northern candidates?
No, not at all. I think the whole
So what is the limit to that?
There aren't limits. When you talk about the right of an individual to contest in a...
No, you're now talking about the right of an individual.
Yes. Now,
the point you were making was based on the principle,
even if you
the
take
rotational principle.
Yes, even if
and
you
your
take it from
argument
that
was that it's
perspective,
come,
Charles.
the South has had its time,
Yes.
and therefore it's the North-South. I'm trying to understand how long that is going to go on in the PDP.
It's not an issue of longevity as far as I am concerned. It's an issue of integrity of the political process. The PDP is not having its own presidential candidates cast on a timeline, sort of cast on stone. No, it is all about the way the game is played.
Yeah, but how is the game played?
The game is, Atiku, for instance, has said that he will be the platform on which Igbo candidacy will come up.
If he wins.
If he wins.
So if he doesn't win, you see, we need to clarify this, because it's a very important point. What I'm trying to understand is, if some other party that is not the PDP wins in 2023 and 2027, etc., then it'll remain the case, from the argument that you're making, according to the PDP's logic, that Goodluck Jonathan is the last elected president from the PDP. And as such, the party, in order for that argument to remain consistent, would continue fielding northerners in perpetuity until one actually wins.
No, not at all. Look, let me put it this way. The party we call the PDP, it's not just an aggregation of people of common interest. No, it's a party that has philosophy, that has direction, that has feelings for the common person. If and when the next round of election comes, I can assure you the PDP will look at the situation on the ground based first on the quality of the candidates, two, on the mood and the quality that that candidate represents. If he comes from the southeast or from the southwest, we will have no problem electing him. We will have no problem nominating him. Just like we didn't have any problem nominating or electing President Olusegun Obasanjo, and we didn't have a problem of nominating...
The times were different.
Yes, but I can assure you...
coming from the back of military rule, and there were kingmakers at that time.
Integrity of the process, patriotism that comes with political culture and political socialization, demands that equity will come into play. Then we will now say, some of us will rise up and say, okay, we've had Atiku, 1, 2, All right? 3. This time around, we will have someone else. That is how it's going to play out.
Do you say 1, 2, 3?
No, I'm saying right now,
right,
we're having an Atiku as the candidate.
Yes.
We had Atiku in 2019.
Yeah.
All right? And before then, he took a shot.
But what is the basis for Atiku being given the shot twice?
The basis is the fact that he contested and won in a free, fair, democratic manner. You cannot have a set rules of democracy that denies someone simply because he is Atiku, and have
I understand that.
And have
but
the same set of rules that gives someone another platform because
right,
he's not Atiku.
But one of the points that Mr. Afegbua made was that Atiku has never actually been consistently loyal. That's why the sense of injustice seems to be so strong, and the sense of fair play from a particular and a fairly powerful section of the party. Atiku was not always loyal to the PDP. The person who kept the party together was Nyesom Wike.
No, I think that was...
No, can I just make
sure,
the point?
Please.
He kept the party together. Atiku left the PDP and joined the APC. Is that not a fact?
That is a fact.
And was reported as saying that the PDP was beyond redemption. So why is he switching and defecting? It doesn't reflect well on him, does it? And you can see how that can anger people who've been loyal to the party and feel as if they're being hard done by.
Let me say this for the record, that Atiku is the most loyal member of the party we call our own, the PDP.
So why did he leave the PDP and go to the APC?
Let me give you a few points, because Afegbua made, alluded to some points which you just stated. I can assure you, before Wike came on board as even a governor, Atiku has funded most of the activities of the PDP. The records are there, including Wadata Plaza, including Legacy House, and all other things that are associated with funding. And so Wike should also appreciate the fact that before he came on board, he has contributed. He still contributed. We respect him. We adore him as a member of our own party. But the facts must be stated that he is also a beneficiary of the same PDP that gave him a platform to ride roughshod and got to where he is today. And so he owns the party. A lot of gratitude. He owns that party, a sense of loyalty. And I believe that the PDP as an accommodating party, of course, Atiku made some statements. It was not so much because Atiku left the party because he had some grievances, which he felt they were genuine and germane to him. He now discovered that those issues were addressed, and therefore he came back to his platform. Right. I want to believe that the PDP, like I said, is not just an interest group. It's not like a contraption that we have in the APC where people aggregated themselves because they have not been able to win one form of election or the other, or they've had conflicts with one person or the other, or they have some shortcomings. They now aggregated themselves and said, okay, let's form this party for whatever reasons. And it has been a disaster, absolute disaster.
Yeah, well, you're talking to a public,
yes,
that is very reasonably clued on and has been watching the developments in the PDP. Do you think that the national perception of the PDP has changed as a result of all these crises, from Wike to the emergence of Atiku to aggrieved people, Peter Obi walking away from the party? What is your sense of the national perception of the PDP today?
I think the national perception of the PDP is, by all our own calculations, there is a perception in the media, there is a perception of the political class, there is a perception of the generality of Nigerians. The media and the political class may have a different spin on it, but the generality of Nigerians still believe in the PDP, because when you look at the issues on the ground, there is nothing to celebrate the APC or any other party on the ground. Look, For crying out loud, 8 months ago, Peter Obi was in the PDP. He was a vice presidential candidate in the last elections.
Yeah, but he left the PDP.
Yes, he left, but he is...
For clear reasons.
Yes, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, and other dramatis persona in the other political parties were all midwifed and bred literally by the PDP. So we still remain the party to beat.
Well, just remember one thing. When you give the public the impression that you are a disunited party run by quarrelsome people, it doesn't look good.
No, we are not disunited.
Well,
I think we are united. Look, let me tell you.
You can't be united when you've got people.
There is a perception.
All right?
There is a perception. Perception is different from reality, my brother. Look, people think PDP has crisis. No, we have a challenge.
Right, okay.
It is a challenge that is defined by our opponents.
So it's not a crisis, it's a challenge.
It's a challenge. And we are philosophically experienced enough over the years to overcome these challenges. I am not particularly concerned or perturbed about all the vituperations and the spins that has been given to the fact that Wike is this. Look, only yesterday I tweeted the last convention, which was just barely a year ago yesterday, to the immediate right of Ayu was Chief Nyesom Wike, Barrister Nyesom Wike. Next to him, Governor Otom. To the left, the Governor of Sokoto State. To the immediate left of the Governor of Sokoto State, the Governor Ipeazu. These were the people that brought and fought for Ayu to be there.
Right, okay. So why haven't you resolved the crisis?
It is still in the works. It is still in the works. And I can assure you...
Please come back and talk to us again.
Yes, absolutely.
I think you're a ferociously articulate person. And we always like the articulate ones.
You make me walk the moon, but you are my colleague. I tried to...
Well, I think you've done a superb job. And I think they should wheel you out every time they need this kind of thing. Dr. Ladan Salihu is a former PDP senatorial candidate and a former Director General of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Good to have you. Excellent show. Thank you.